What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Nalf YouTube channel. I'm now old, 29, washed up Nalf. The last couple of days I actually opened some packages from some of you guys that you awesome, kind people have sent me. And in the next video, I'll show you guys some of the really cool, nice, sweet things that you guys sent to me in the mail. I really appreciate that. But for now, I want to make this video, which is inspired by one of the things that came in one of the packages, and that is from Tom, who, among other things, sent me this cool book, How to Be a German in 50 Easy Steps. Now, we're gonna go through this. I'm probably not gonna hit every step because I'll just talk about the ones that I like and understand. So this video is probably not how to be a German in 50 steps, but maybe 40 steps, I don't know. It's the Nalf shortened version of it. And if you guys like this video, then there's actually another book, How to Be German in 50 More New Steps. So if you guys like this video, I'll cover those steps as well. All right, guys, without further ado, let's learn how to be German. Eat German food. Before I came to Germany, I didn't have this like idealized, romanticized vision of German food in my mind like I do for like Italian food. And then I got here and German food blew me out of the water. I don't think Germany's not like super well known internationally for its food, but I think that Germany should get a little bit more clout for how good its food is. And there's a lot of different types of foods throughout the country. I don't know, it doesn't get enough credit. Fenster auf Kipp. The German windows. German windows throw Americans off when we first come here because you can open them up, right? Like a door, but you can tilt them. You tilt them like this. If you put the handle up and pull back, it tilts. So you can let some air in, but not too much. Fenster auf Kipp. Germans love having the windows like this. And you know what? I have one right here like that right now. It's a great little thing. German window technology is phenomenal. Put on your house shoes. Yeah, house shoes. This is, to me, like a super specific German thing. Never had house shoes in the States. Seems like every German has some nice house shoes that they put on when they get into their house. Take off their outside shoes, put on their house shoes. I just wear my outside shoes inside. I'm an American barbarian. Know your potatoes. Anyone who says the Germans lack imagination is wrong. They've just concentrated in very specific areas, like outdoor clothing, bureaucracy, sentence-strangling compound words, mixed soft drinks, and perhaps most impressively, forms of the potato. Germans have thought up every which way to cook and consume the greatest vegetable, yes, it's a vegetable, isn't it, on earth, a potato. I would say my personal favorite of German edible potato art would be the lovely Bratkartoffeln. So good. Recycle. This one is self-explanatory. I've talked about it a lot. Germany is the master country of recycling. I think one actually the top 2 countries in the world with Japan. I believe this statistic might have changed, but Germany is a recycling juggernaut, and it takes any person who moves to Germany who's not a skilled recycler themselves and turns them into a competent recycler, and I'm in the process of that happening to me. Hate Bavaria. I don't know if the hate is real, but it seems like it's kind of like just fun to hate on Bavaria because Bavaria is, like I've mentioned in previous videos, it's the Texas of Germany. A big old state in the south that thinks they're better than everybody and thinks that they could live on their own, has a bunch of their own traditions and way of talking, and I don't know, people just seem to hate it. Another thing I'll say is that Germans are probably sick of this German stereotype that Americans have that is just really the Bavarian stereotype. Planning, preparation, and process. Don't even get me started on German planning and preparation. I'm not a great planner, not at all. As you guys probably know, if you saw the video called I Was Betrayed by the USA, where I drove 2.5 hours only to get rejected from the American Army base because I did not properly plan. But this is so true. It's like Germans will have things planned out on their calendars so far in advance in like a very structured way. The answer is to bring Cartopsalad. Everyone's aware of Ivan Pavlov's work with conditioning dogs to salivate at the sound of a bell, but his lesser-known work actually was his work with the German people. And his goal is when anyone said to a German, "You're invited to a party," or "Let's have a barbecue," every German would instinctively think, "I'll make Cartopsalad." And it's real and it works. And I'll tell you what, German Cartopsalad, pretty damn good. Looks horribly disgusting. It looks so disgusting. Tastes so good. Always send friendly greetings. Oh yeah, this is true. Whenever Germans write like an email or online messages, sometimes text messages, they'll end it with LG. Liebe Grüße, lovely greetings. People will send harsh or critical messages, but end it with LG. Actually, I've got some of those. Even in like YouTube comments where it's like something really critical, pretty mean, like a pretty mean thing written about you or to you, and then they end it with LG. Lovely greetings though. It's kind of weird. Hate the Saxony dialect. Yeah, this is a good one. The Saxony dialect is wild. It sounds like, I don't remember where I read this. Sounds like a drunk Irish person trying to speak German. Get some insurances. God, this guy, Adam Fletcher knows what's up. Yeah, Germans love insurance. You can get insurance for basically everything. I know you're supposed to get insurance for a drone, which I have. Mouthside. To be truly German, you have to use the most literal and confusing greeting of all. Mouthside. I love that he wrote this because I've asked people for years, what the hell does Mouthside mean? Because like, are you supposed to say it when you're about to eat? You say it like during midday when you're on lunch break. People always say it when we're rolling up to practice at 8 p.m. I've been here for almost 5 years. I have no idea when the proper time to say Mouthside is. Love your car. Now this, I agree with wholeheartedly. Germans love their cars. They take very good care of their cars, and it's understandable. I mean, Germany has a pretty cool car culture. Mercedes, Porsche, Audi, BMW, Volkswagen, although Volkswagen, I can't even remember how to say it the American way. How do we say it? Volkswagen. We say Volkswagen, okay. It's not that cool. I don't really like them. Dress seriously. Okay, what does this mean? You're gonna need to be appropriately dressed. Warning, Ausländer. Warning, outside is this thing called nature. Yeah, I know, I'm outside right now. I'm in nature. Yeah, isn't there a German saying like something, there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing or bad dress? Sure, yeah. I'm really bad at dressing, and right now I would say I'm a little bit cold because I looked outside and I saw the sun, but it's actually pretty windy. So, I'm not doing a very good job of being a German. Eat German bread. All right, I will say that German bread blows American bread out of the water. I always have like an evening snack of like peanut butter toast, right? And I've been trying out a bunch of different breads. And I gotta say, every single one that I get is better than the last. Can't go wrong with any type of German bread. Fahr schwarz. Public transportation and not paying for your ticket. Oh, this is pretty common in a lot of countries. Schwarzfahren is when you get on a public transportation in Germany without a ticket. It's a big no-no. I have a friend, I won't name who, German friend, who really likes to do this. I think just for the thrill of it. I won't name his name, but if you're a long-time Now viewer, you could probably guess. Speak German. Deutsch is mostly an incomprehensible jumble of exceptions. I agree with that. But you know what? I don't agree with this rule because how to be a German is you speak really good English and then you pretend that your English is bad and you speak English all the time if you're talking to an Auslander. So I can't agree with this rule. Learn how to open a beer bottle with anything but a bottle opener. This is very true, and I'm proud to say I can pull this off. I can open a bottle with a lot of stuff now. My favorite is to open a bottle with another bottle, and if I'm ever in the States, I say, hey, here's my German beer bottle open trick. And pop it off, and Americans are just blown away. Pretty proud of that. Prost. Prost is basically the cheers here in Germany. Whenever you're clanking beer glasses or anything like that, hit it with the Prost. Make sure you look the other people in the eyes. Learn how to enjoy bureaucracy. God, yeah. My goodness, this country loves paperwork and bureaucracy, and I will never, ever, ever learn to love it. Obey the red man. This one we've talked about many, many times. You know what I'm talking about, of course. Don't walk across the street when the light is red. Do nothing on Sundays. I've made a few videos about this. Actually, one of my favorite videos that I ever made was my video about why I love German Sundays. And guys, it's such a nice step back from the rat race, the Sunday vibe here in Germany. Really step back and like look around, enjoy life, and don't just continue going with your head down. Germany does a great job of that, and I've learned this skill, and I'm learning to really appreciate it. Drink Apfelsaftschorle. Yeah? So, to my non-Germans, Apfelsaftschorle is like apple juice mixed with carbonated water. And I know that sounds disgusting, and it's actually not that bad. But this is like a staple at every German table. Interrogate jokes. Germans have the unfortunate reputation of being humorless. That's not true. German humor is like German bread, dark, dry, not to everyone's taste, but in plentiful supply. This is true. I don't know what it is, but this is such a stereotype about Germans, that the Germans have no sense of humor at all. And this is probably one of the biggest myths, I would say, that people outside of Germany think about Germany. Germans are funny as hell. It's like a very dark, direct, dry humor, and it's all over the place. Very sarcastic, but not like the over-the-top American sarcasm, so sometimes it's hard to tell when people are being sarcastic, but yeah, Germans are actually a pretty funny bunch. Gut, gut, na ja, ach so, alles klar, und sonst so. You could have a full German conversation like this. That's a whole German small talk conversation right there. Na, ja, ach so, alles klar, na ja, gut, gut, und sonst so. Klugscheißen. What the hell is that? As a marketer, I was always told, never let the truth get in the way of a good story. In Germany, it's the opposite. Never let a good story get in the way of truth. Okay, so this one, I'm reading about this one. Okay, so this is basically like correcting people. Klugscheißen, and making sure that if you make some sort of tiny mistake of fact in your story, like, hey, yeah, we went to Hong Kong last October, and someone will pop and say, no, actually, we left on November 1st at midnight, so no, that's actually not true. That's another thing. Germans love to add carbonated water to everything, and they love to mix beverages. That actually brings us to the next point. Drink mixed beverages. So as my roommate Rudy likes to say, ain't nothing wrong with mixing. Because he's mixed race. He's black and white, so he says it all the time. My first year here when we lived with Smoke, he loved to have cola Weizens, and I didn't know what that was at the beginning. And so I was always drinking cola Weizens all the time. It turns out it's half Weizen, half cola. So you're mixing pop with beer, which also sounds super weird and is super weird, but actually tastes kind of good. And it actually is a little bit surprising, seeing as how Germans are very particular about their beer and have beer purity laws, being willing to mix their sacred beer with other beverages. Kind of weird. Same thing with like a Radler. Sorry, Radler. Travel seriously. I like this one. Germans seem to be very like planned out with their travels. Like, all right, I booked a trip for 7 months in advance. I'm staying at this hotel. Here's my flight. Here's what I'm going to do every day during the trip. Maps must be this is Speedy right here, 100%. Maps must be printed. Routes planned. Backup routes found. Backup routes found. This is Speedy for sure, 100%. Good job, Speedy. Speak freely about sex. Yeah, it's like Auslanders are just so prude and uptight to the point where they like sometimes would even make like a YouTube video about PDA, public displays of affection. So stick to the rules. Yeah, Germany and Germans love rules. Even if they're stupid rules, they'll follow them because they're the rules. I've got a little bit more of the gung-ho cowboy American feeling towards rules, where if the rule is stupid and I don't think makes sense, I would lean towards not following that rule. But Germans, even when they say, like, oh, this is a stupid rule, but it's the rule, they keep following it. Know that birthdays are serious business. Yeah, I made a video about this a couple years ago. Germans are much more serious about birthdays than Americans. Like, really, when you have a birthday, a German person will come up to you and, like, shake your hand, like, ah, congratulations, man, happy birthday. Like, it's really... And I guess it is a big deal. You have lived another year. Also, another thing is do not celebrate your birthday early at all, ever, or wish somebody happy birthday early. Big no-no in Germany. Hate the Gema and Jez. What is that, G-E-Z? I know about GEMA, and this is it's the music copyright thing, and I guess up until something happened, I think in 2016, I'm not that well informed, but something happened. But before that, something like 50 or 60% of all YouTube videos in the world were blocked in Germany. You could not view them. What is this, China? Watch Dinner for One on New Year's Eve. This famous Dinner for One, which I think is an English movie, but I guess, yeah, it's a New Year's Eve tradition to watch that here in Germany. But it's like kind of comparable to people watching It's a Wonderful Life on Christmas Eve in the States. Say what you mean. We know this. Germans are super, super direct. Hate Schlager, but know every word. The more Germans I talk to, the truer I think that this actually is. Drink Bionade by Bio. The company Bionade, being marketing geniuses, include the name Bio in their name. I think Germans pronounce it Bio. I would pronounce it Bio. I'll say Bio for this. Germans have a built-in must-buy reflex when confronted with any product that is labeled Bio or contains the word Bio. I have been wondering why I see that. There's always like the Bio sections in grocery stores that I run through. I don't really shop in those ones. There's always like super expensive stuff. It's like you get a pack of nuts, it's 12 euros. It's like, how good is Bio? And finally, say choose. Really extend it out. I love saying that. I think it's great. The word choose it's a great word. It's fun to say. It sounds nice, and it's a great way to end a conversation. So guys, that is all for today. There's another book, more steps of how to be German. So if you guys like this video, I will go through that book and make another video like that. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a lovely day, and choose.